Hello, good morning. Modern psychology. Centuries ago, before, you don't hear about this the way it is today. You hear about mysticism. Mysticism is to understand esoterically knowledge and the link of human being with God and the universe. Somehow, modern psychology, not necessarily today, even 2 centuries ago, whatever, started being dispersed. It's not the word. Fragmented, it's not the word. Decentralized, kind of divided into specialties. And they think, of course, they think it's more of a precision, is more focused on a specialty. This is how they think. Getting back to the word mysticism. Mysticism is to understand is the link of human being with God and the universe. And then again, even when it comes to religion, the studies of religion, you hear a lot, especially in big, famous, very reputable universities where they study theology and then anthropology and then philosophy and then etc. Look at that. The way they understand God. Everything is intellectualized to think. God described a human being. Why the title is empathical deficiency. Where do we attribute this type of deficiency? To the psychologist, to the psychiatrist, to psychology itself? To whom are we referring to? Well, it's a good question. I don't know the answer. A human being is, as I said, is an enigma in this world. An enigma is the puzzle. What the puzzle, what there is, what do we have inside in this human being? You see this world outside of us, speaking about everything. That's the macrocosm. And this human being, he is the microcosm. This was a very normal understanding in Islam, not necessarily in orthodoxy, halal haram. No, I'm not talking about in Sufism. It is well known. In Buddhism, in Hinduism, in Taoism, in all of these, it is understandable. The only thing they don't understand, the link, the way it is explained in Islam, the relation of a human being and God, the absolute, and Asma Allah al-Husna. In other words, I'm talking about the other religions, they don't go deeply into these things. What is the physical world? What is the metaphysical world? Physical world, alim al-mulk. Metaphysical world, this even though different definitions, sometimes it is referred to the jinn and the angels. Sometimes it is referred to meta, beyond the physical world. This is another metaphysical world, alim al-malakut. And alim al-jabarut, which is the God divine names. The religions, they don't go that far, talking about Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever, Taoism. They don't go that far with this, but they understand that the animal world, the mineral world, and the vegetable world are all part in this human being. This is where their limit. In contrast, when you go to Sufism, it tells you that human being is God's soul. You have this macrocosm, the encyclopedia, the recap of the whole macrocosm, talking about the galaxies and everything. He is the microcosm englobing all of the above. He is the prototype of this universe. Anyway, so what did modern psychology do? They cut relation with the Creator. They study human being separately, from the Creator, because they cannot understand, as one of the philosophers said. Ivanov Gurdjieff said one time in one of his books, if I remember, titled Beelzebub. He has a very thick book. He said, when they don't understand the phenomenon, there is a phenomenon in the physical world and the noumenon and the metaphysical world. When they don't understand it, they create a name. So the name is created because of not understanding, because they don't want to adventure or they don't want to seek further knowledge, deep knowledge, esoteric knowledge. They stagnate, they pick up the idea and they monopolize it and they create a name, which is very true. I see it this way. Science, when it is in the mystery, it is in the the unseen, and you seek it. You call yourself scientist. If you found, you didn't find, doesn't matter. Once science leaves this world of mystery, it is seen, it is characterized by parameter. You no longer call it science, you call it monopole, and we are executant. Getting back to the enigma, or like human being, this prototype. They couldn't understand the relationship of a human being with his creator, with the angels, with the jinn, with the metaphysics, with everything. You decentralize the human, you cut him from all of the above, you say, this is a specialty. You cannot understand the human being. He is suffering because of the psychology. Psychology is not solving the problems. It is creating more rigidity because the mind, this enigma, as you say, a mystery is not easy to be understood. The Creator did not ask you to find, He is asked you to seek. Finding, you found yourself. You found your ability. What you ignore from this world, you don't want to take that gut chance to try to understand it. In mysticism, they ask you to believe. Faith. What does psychology has to do here? Oh, really? What psychology has to do with this? That's the depth of psychology. You take everything today, after being dispersed, fragmented, into pieces in the world, éparpillé, dispersed into pieces. Today you have quantum mechanics, quantum physics that is trying to bring everything and take everything into consideration. Everything. In neurology. Back to human being. What does it mean, asking you, the faith? What is the faith? The faith. What is faith? You believe. Yeah, what does it mean, believe? You believe in God. Yeah. It's an embarrassing question, Well, in fact, you are thinking about bringing something from outside to your inner world. With a big effort. That's what you think. When in fact, it's not the case. Everything is there. You only allow You confirm the conformity. The galaxies are there in the brain. Trillion galaxies, there are trillion synapses that link all these neurons inside your brain. You just allow. Let it be. Do not stop. Do not make an interruption, and don't try to be because of such and because of such and therefore, which implies you are creating a platform with vertigo. They ask you to believe in the day of judgment, eternity. What is this doing to your brain? Is it the same like a person who doesn't believe in that and is focused, characterized, rigidified by this material world? He is creating a dead end every moment, getting stuck. The brain has lasers, they go. When you say danger, it's not something you're talking about the eternity. When the faith is doing this, psychology differs. Psychology becomes flexible. It's not cutting a person from his creator, from the absolute. The absolute is asking you to everything is a flow. You flow with the universe. Look at the verse when God said about the Big Bang. He directed the dialogue to the disbelievers. He didn't speak, usually the call, yeah, is, hey, you attract the attention, and then the second one, ayyuha, you with the black hair. Ya ayyuha, those who believed already. Hey, you, those who don't believe. He addressed this to the disbelievers. Say, أَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ. Don't they, you, at the end, don't they know? Don't those who don't believe, disbelievers, that heaven and earth were in a single agglomeration together, and we tore them apart asunder. Science is speaking about the Big Bang as well. Well, why? The brain is like this. It's similar. The brain is constant expansion. The psychology is compressing the brain and creating sadness, stress, anxiety, melancholy, and then we transfer you to the OTC, over-the-counter remedies. Well, are not over-the-counter, they are prescribed, but they become normal, you buy. The psychology itself is lacking empathy. In one verse, God said, مَا خَلْقُكُمْ وَلَا بَعْثُكُمْ إِلَّا كَنَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Your creation and your resurrection is as it is if it is one single soul. Your creation and your resurrection are only as a single soul. You are one human being. Getting back, one human being, and then, multiplicity. From one human being, خَلَقَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا, he created the second complementarity, which is 1. 1 plus 1 equals 1. We don't go that far. We speak about testosterones, estrogen, wherever they exist in both of them. In male, testosterones are very high, estrogen small. In females, estrogen is very high, and testosterones are small. That's a complementarity. From those, we create this kind of multiplicity of a human being. But the feeling is one. You feel it towards the self. If you love you, I can read here what they say. They say empathy is shown in how much compassion and understanding we can give to another. This is what they say. You give to another. You should own it. And then you give it. Is it a correct word to give the empathy? The empathy is a spontaneous feeling. It's an ownership. It's a territory, beautiful territory in the heart. You don't know. You point your eyes inwardly, introspectively, and you find a garden full. No. Empathy, you have something already. You feel it spontaneously and consciously. You feel what other people feel. You cannot say, I give it. You feel it in that magnetic field of togetherness will bring you. Is not the magnetic field of polarity. I don't at all feel you. I'm going to give you, show you my empathy. Empathy is a result. There are certain things you do in life, then it gives you this kind of outcome. Sympathy is more of a feeling of a pity for another. I feel sorry for you, you know. I'm here and I point a laser. I feel sorry for you. You know, this is what is. Empathy is our ability to understand how someone feels, while sympathy is our relief in not having the same problems. I'm lucky. I don't have the same problems like you, you know what I'm saying? You are facing a divorce. I'm fine. I tell you the truth. You know, my Esmeralda, oh, we are fine. What is this? This is an invasion. This is totally rigidity between the hearts. You know, when there is something in the heart, a person feels the globality from faith, not hypocrisy, with the Creator, and you know that these creatures are a part of you. No matter what his ethnic background, you know what I'm saying? You understand the human being, something is resulted, you want to express it. Not because I feel sorry for you. This kind of behavior, attitude towards fellow creatures, that is the psychology. But my point, it's not about how you behave with others. My point is the psychology itself has no link, is decentralized, fragmented into psychology of the family, psychology of, what do you call it a lot? Industrial psychology. What is this? Psychology is mysticism. Mysticism is the link with, you know, if you understood your relation, you as a patient or as a psychologist, wherever, you understood the relation with the Creator. That's going to make a person feel great. He was created for that. Getting back to the word faith. Faith, you're not making an effort, struggle to bring something from outside into inside. Everything is intrinsically existing. You are just allowing the brain, you as a meso, between the two extremes, macrocosm, microcosm, and you mesocosm, to allow, to facilitate, to confirm the conformity. Galaxies are inside you. Animal world is inside you. And the most important, talking about the Creator, God's soul is inside you. Empathy and sympathy. Listen, thank you very much for your attention. How should they say? They say so long. So long. See you soon.